So, oh, that's 7, exact 7 p.m. So, I guess we can start. And again, thank you very much for your devoted time and efforts. So, first of all, let me introduce you to the first speaker, to the opener of this great evening, Professor Dongming Wei, the chair of Math Department. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, everyone. It's glad to see that you have about 29 people. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Okay. And some familiar faces, some people I know, and you look kind of new to me because I met you before. You're SIAM president now, currently? You are?
Yeah.
Are you first year student or something? No, second year?
Yeah, second year.
What year
Sophomore.
are you?
Sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay, because I haven't taught you yet.
No, unfortunately.
Damilya, I know. How many students do I know? How many people do I know?
Hello, you teach me calculus 1.
Oh, okay, another new student then. I don't see too many senior students because I'm more familiar with the senior students. Okay, I'm glad to see 36 people attending, and I'm trying my best in a short period of time to prepare something. It's just trying to update what I've been using on this kind of talk before. It's not complete because students are keep going to different schools and changing jobs, and I don't guarantee 100% accurate, but I'm trying to do my best job to show to you some perspective as a math major. First of all, I want to say that this is the best time in human history today. And
Okay.
also because I'm an applied mathematician, my knowledge of mathematics is very narrow. It's restricted to my area. So there are many other areas in mathematics and many other faculty can give other talks, but my talk is a little bit biased towards applied methods and what I do. So I don't want to offend anybody saying that this is important, that is not important. I think all mathematics are very important and very and I would assume that most students here are newer, younger students because I don't see too many familiar faces browsing through the names. So it's better that when you enter the department as our student, you actively engage with professors, not just in classroom, but outside the classroom, and actively ask questions, okay? So this year we have this faculty faces here, okay? So I ask each one of you, how many of these professors you have spoken to outside classrooms? How many of you have spoken? Can you show your face when you answer my question? Have you ever interact with professors outside classrooms, like send an email, ask them about something? Not
Yes.
yet? You? A few?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
I've
so
talked to 5 of these
that's good.
professors. And
So we
some
have quite a good team here. Some of these are new professor, Professor Abdul is new, joining this semester. Let me use marker here. Is there a marker here? Okay, marker here. Both associate professor with a more senior record. And we also have Jaffer and Professor Yarlan was a postdoc. Now he becomes assistant professor. So these are the 4 new faces. Okay, all the other ones you probably know already. Now our professors come from different universities all over the world. We have professor from, like I graduated from Michigan State University in the USA. We have faculty from, Rochester, Professor Da Silva. We have, Professor Zenisberg graduated from Japan, all over, Professor Zibek from University of Michigan. So these are the names of faculty from different places. You see, we also have local people from local universities, like it's very diversified. We have, so you can easily Google their name and find out what they do and talk to them if you want to do some capstones, research assistants, and so on and so forth. So we have people from Norway, Brazil, Germany, USA, Kazakhstan, Canada, Turkey, Spain, Russia. So Professor, truly international team, and they are good at many different areas. Okay. So professors have also, we do research, teaching, but we also sometimes some professor also publish books. And these are a few. Also, we have collaboration internationally with other professors all over the world. And we have also, say, these are the books, say, for example, we have many things. I just can, with limited amount of time, I can show you only a few things, okay? A few highlights. So these are the books by the professors here in our department. One particular book is by Professor Saragan, who won the Farhan Sanya Gallagher Prize in England with Professor Michael Luzansky on this hardy inequalities and homogeneous groups. So won 1,500 euro, but it's a very honor to have this prize. And also I have this book, and Professor Peter have another book, Professor Tasso, who is not here, but also I listed all these books. Okay. Any questions? Or if I say too much about something, because there's so much to talk about, so I don't want to, just dictate everything. I want you to communicate with me interactively. Okay. Any questions so far? And over the last 4 years, 6 years I've been here, I've seen many students go to, move on to graduate studies after they finish a bachelor's degree. They're going in all kind of directions. These are quite a few well-known schools who accept our math majors from our department. So we have many students go to Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. At least maybe so far I know just the math department, maybe 6 students last year or 4 students admitted to there. We got, people going to all kind of universities. And also students who choose not to go to graduate study immediately, they find jobs and they are able to combine math courses with other econ courses or engineering courses and other courses and computer science courses to have a good set of skills and go to the industry. Typically, many of our students go to banks and big 4 investment companies like KPMG and PwC as cash auditors, okay, and move on. Or Ernst Young is very many, you'll see that full of annual people there. And we have students working for international companies like Procter & Gamble in Poland. Group, our students form a data science office and run a software for BI group, and they're all kind of innovative ideas, and students, and sometimes they founded their own company, sometimes they go out to work, and also they are teachers for many international schools like Turkish high school in Almaty or here intellectual high schools, and many. So many job opportunities. So now let's talk about how do they accomplish this? What motivates them to pursue their paths, okay? So before I do that, I would also like to show our faculty's research output. I mean, I didn't have time to get everything. A lot of professors have publications at other times. So this is a short report from this academic year from, I think it's from August or July 2019 till maybe June. It's academic year, okay? It's not the full year record. Our department, the faculty in our department publishing, the journals are quality roughly, I mean, there's some ratings. We kind of, NU uses 4-quarter rating. Quarter one is the top 25% journal. We have many papers by Professor Saragan in 1 year, okay? And other Professor Pieter also, all these are, in Q1 journals. So in our department is very active in research. Many professors have research agenda, research programs, research opportunities with some of them got research funding, that money to hire research assistants from our mainly upper level students, like 3rd-year, 4th-year students and graduate students. And it's up to you to go and talk to them to find what opportunity, what kind of research program they are running, and if you can be following them and studying with them outside of classrooms. We have many very active professors. If you just look at the grants here, we have all these grants, a lot of money. Lots of research grants over the years. I personally have paid about more than 20 students going through my 3 grants. Okay, many, okay. And those students who actively seek opportunities, they are often the ones who get the opportunities and benefit from that and move on. See, all these professors, they have their grants. Many professors, even if they don't have grants, they are still very good researchers. They have their, they still have research programs. Look at these Q2 journals. Just in 1 year, our department has produced a lot of research. I didn't even list this. In 2018, we have these posters. So, for example, this was one of my funded project funded by Ministry of Education in Kazakhstan. And I study computational fluid mechanics. And this is like, you want to see how many students are involved in that year. So I have me as a head PI, and have Professor Asma, Professor Dichan from mechanical engineering and civil engineering, Amagu from chemical engineering, Professor Mohammed from Texas A&M Qatar, and we have postdoctor, student researchers. Look, we have one student from USA, a student from NU, undergraduate student from our math department, undergraduate student from civil engineering, undergraduate student from mechanical, undergraduate from. I funded so many students with my grant, and we studied all kinds of differential equations. And we went to the factory and looked at the production. In Kazakhstan, we take their product, analyze that mathematically. That over the years, not just this set of students, this is 1 year student, I have 3 years. Each year I have so many students, see how many students are funded on that grant. Okay, just one. Okay. And if you look at also not just me, I have say for example, this grant. This grant is a different grant, also applied mathematics. Grant is to study microelectrical mechanical system and material science. Also, I have funded many student researchers. Okay, for example, Ayazan, she's now, she graduated last year. She's now in British Columbia University studying computer science. From math, changed to master in computer science. A Green was funded by that. Now she's in Illinois Urbana-Champaign, studying financial engineering. Ara Tarasi right now is graduating the master degree in math in our program. Maddie was a master student in our program. Now is in England studying education management. And Rahumzan now is currently my PhD student. Sakharat now it works at data science in MIT in a company. Diana went to France to do PhD and apply master degree in data science. I don't know where Diana Bolatova is. So this is just one year of funding. So I have run this 3 years. So you times this by 3, that's how many students that I funded with this second grant. And we studied differential equations, partial differential equation, ordinary differential equation, special functions, generalized sine, cosine functions, material science, and so on and so forth. Many, many interesting projects, okay? And also, but some professor didn't send me the poster, but I have collected also from Professor Zenisbeck, who has also sent me this poster, and he is our statistician and machine learning professor who teaches STEP courses, machine learning and language translation. He also had funded grants. He supported many students, and for the example, that year he supported this Alina Sorokina and Aidana Kabiyeva. Both of them are now in Illinois Urbana-Champaign, okay, studying statistics. Alina is studying statistics master degree with funding from Illinois Urbana-Champaign. There are many more, it's just 2 of them, okay? He has trained many going all over the world with many years of funding from this research grant, okay? Let's see, what's this one? I forgot, it's a few years ago. That one's also Professor Zenisbeck's, oh, this is mine, okay? It's a project, okay? Yeah, this is not funded. This is many students do capstones about each year about 12, 10 out of 50 students chose to do a capstone. All of these capstone students are excellent and complete some study. This is a self-chosen topic and they work with professor to study. And now the students are admitted to a PhD program in University of Connecticut, the top 10 financial and actuarial math program. It's just as he went there in December, okay? And there are many, not just one, okay? So these are a few posters. I didn't collect just 1 year poster. You can imagine, over the 6 years, many, okay? Not just one, okay? Any questions so far? So now, any other questions you can ask now, I'll answer one by one, okay? No questions?
So clear.
Live clear. So where's my folder? I lost my folder. Where's my folder? Let me see. I kind of moved away from that folder. SIAM, right? SIAM. Let's go to SIAM. SIAM folder. Yeah, right here. Okay, now let's get to careers in mathematics. Of course, I mean, if you want to find out what all these students do, like all this, like even some 3rd-year student complete their capstone, like, project starting the 3rd year, end of the 2nd year, complete the 3rd year, and doing a very sophisticated research. This is a report, studying things outside classroom. Okay, many students did that. Students get to know professors in classrooms and approach them to find research opportunities, okay? Now this you can just Google NU Math Capstone. Yes, all of it's in the repository in our library. It's open access, so you can find it. You can Google every professor, find what they can offer to you and what they do. terms of publications. Now about careers, okay? I have to be a little bit concise. I don't want to take too much of your time. Okay, let me just go through your question here. So how do I do the full screen view? Slide. What is it? I forgot. Slideshow. Okay. Current slide. Okay, so I prepared this, but I didn't update too much. So because there's so much, so it's not so accurate. So at least I have been using this careercast.com, which is a headhunter company where you submit your resume, they'll find a job for you at no cost. They have rated job by stress levels. So if the job has too much quota, deadlines, like for PwC or accounting companies, a lot of Kazakh companies that put a lot of deadlines at stress level is 9. Or if you're doing some gaming, win or lose, competition, then the stress. So all the stress level are collected like this, and then and of course, I mean, I said that at the beginning that being a mathematician this is the greatest time to be a mathematician in human history. Okay. Now, I don't have the 2020 data. In 2019, in the Europe and USA, the top 10 jobs are this. Okay. So if you look at this, how many are math related? Statistician, right? Number 2. Data scientist, of course, you can do in math department, statistics department, or you can do in computer science department. Many schools that try to offer data science courses. Even NU Computer Science just have a new data science master degree program. And you can be a professor. You can be, out of this, mathematician sometimes now is number 8 in 2019, and statistics number 2. Operations research is like optimization. It used to belong to math department, but they grow too big, like statistics, they grow into different area, but it's all heavily optimization and mathematics. We have students who go on there to do master degree in operations research, management. And also actuary. Actuary sometimes number 1, sometimes number 2, sometimes number 10, but it's all about mathematics. Okay, so those are heavily math. Out of these 10 jobs, at least the 4 are very, very suitable for math majors. Okay. Of course, you're good research in mathematics. You can be a professor. Okay, that's good. So I don't want to waste your time to go through all these years. Now I want to answer the question the student asked. Okay, student always ask about what jobs in Kazakhstan. I want to know that, I want to say that now it's well known, many of our math majors, about maybe 25% of them working in banks and big 4 accounting companies as auditors. That's a very, very popular area. And also quite a few work as data scientists for BI groups, some other, big Kazakh companies. And also as the international schools math teachers, regular school math teachers, and so on and so forth. But there's one area that's emerging as a new and very, very good area. It's called biostatistics area. So because the Kazakhstan's government has built a precision medicine center, cancer center with data, and they will need, and we have built a new, relatively new medical school with a master degree in public health. All these are centered around developing industries called related to biostatistics. Okay, so this is a hot area. Our students can go, but very few students took advantage of this. Okay, but I show a few already pioneer and took this opportunity. I'll show that later. So these are the schools where we go. So now getting to the first question. Okay, so I don't have a complete data. This is I was just in a hurry to compile, but many people change ideas. So I just have few ideas, but just give you a very, very good picture of what's going on, not precise picture. Okay, so can you repeat that question again? What's your name? Hello?
Now, you asked me to repeat my question.
Yeah. Could you? What's your name again? I couldn't.
Ilhamjan.
You have that. What was your question then? Again?
Approximate percentage of students who are
Going to graduate school or find jobs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can tell 2019, half and a half. Out of our 57 students, 33 go to graduate school all over the world, and about 34 find jobs in Kazakhstan and internationally.
Thank you.
Okay, all of them have jobs. Okay. Now let's look at this one. 2019, I add a few. 2020, I don't have data, but I add a few here. So look at here. First one, Aska. Okay, he went to master's degree in statistics, Illinois Urbana-Champaign. It's private funding. And Matthew Amangaddi, he went to Illinois State to study applied math and statistics. And first he went without the then and now he got teaching assistantship. And Aidana, I just mentioned, who got training from Professor Zenisbek's research project. She's also in statistics in Urbana-Champaign. And Aidana Kadanova, who did the actuarial project with me, actuarial mathematics, she's also in Urbana-Champaign with Bolshevik scholarship. Sultan also did capstone with Professor Yogi. He went to Duke University to study economics. Ray Almans is doing PhD in applied math and Stephen Institute of Technology. She, I do not remember if she did in capstone. And Ayazan did capstone with Professor Yogi, and she's in computer science with a research system, teaching system in British Columbia University. Maddie Elanov, Master Simon Fraser University, he did capstone with Professor Zibek on algebra, and he also got scholarship. Agrim Kabiyeva, she got scholarship and TA from McMaster University in applied math. And Agrim, I just mentioned, she also got trained in my research projects. She didn't write the capstone, and she got admitted a master financial engineering at Urbana-Champaign. So Urbana-Champaign is like home, like NU, Adil Matthew is working at BI Group. Diana Fahad in university in France, study applied math. Alina just mentioned statistics. Yeah, the 2020, I just have a few of my capstones. Mansour Shekharbova, who got both double degree, computer science and mathematics, and did two capstones, one in computer science, one in math with me. And he got admitted directly to PhD program with Dean Scholarship in applied math in University of Maryland. He just went there maybe very recently. And Ramazan.
Sorry, may I ask?
Yes.
Excuse me.
What?
Did she skipped masters or what?
Oh, many skip masters. Like for example, Ray Alman went directly into PhD. Mansour went directly into PhD. Many, yeah.
Wow.
And Akko Sheka also directly into PhD. 3 PhD directly. Skip master. I also skip masters when I went to USA, directly from bachelor's.
Isn't it hard?
Huh?
Isn't
what?
It hard?
No, it's not hard. Just show that your ambition, write your motivation letter. Tell them that in 1 year you will pass that qualified exam. You'll just skip the master and go into PhD. Okay, we have many directly going to PhD. This year we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Any other questions? So it's very diverse. People do computer science, master degree in computer science, master degree in economics, master degree in finance, master degree in public health. Look, very few students take the chance of doing biostatistics. We have Sadia Nuzoma. She did master public health at NU. That's under my supervisor. I told her that It's very, very easy to get there. So with our training. So she went over there. So this is incomplete. I have so many that I missed. Okay, but you can Google, find that, talk to others there. And 2018 is a little bit more complete. I have more time to prepare. So we have a, after student take some econ courses, our actuarial statistics courses, probability statistics courses. And many of them, like that year, we have students who chose, previous year, we had 8 students who went to Master of Finance at NU as a group. Then the following year, they split up, and 3 of them went to Budapest University of Technology to study Master of Finance. So they got full scholarships there. Now, over the years, we probably have 5 students there from math, okay? And it used to be like all in NU Master of Finance. They went over to other places, okay? So now NU has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stay at NU to do Master of Finance. 4, yeah, 1, 2, only 2 this year, 3. And 3 went to Budapest. Okay, of course, we have also another person went to Illinois State to study. Illinois State has a job-oriented actual master degree program. It's not like Illinois Urbana-Champaign, which is more like a research place, okay? So many students go to like Deloitte, KPMG, Ernst & Young as auditors, but those auditor jobs are very, very stressful. Lots of deadlines, no weekend, no evenings. I mean, a lot of day and night works, deadlines. So it's a little bit difficult, but it's better, just tell you the salary for this, working for this auditing companies are very, very low, like $500, $600 a month, something like that. But if you get a scholarship in the USA, just the teaching assistantship or research assistantship, you get more than around $1,500 a month, plus tuition waiver. Many of them get you get 2 times as much pay just to study and do a little bit some research and auditing, teaching in a university in Canada and the USA. So it's much better than working for the accounting company.
May I ask? Sorry.
Question, yes.
What percentage of NU graduate students tend to open their own business, or just most of them are going to study, or like?
No, quite a few. Not maybe, I don't know how many. I know a few successful one. For example, I know one guy, Asim, is a 2015 graduate. He started his own investing company, trading online, doing digital trading. But this year he went out of business. So it's not easy. And another one, Azad, who graduated the same year, he actually, he didn't start a business. He started a business for BI Group, starting the data science office, and he hired a bunch of NU students and developed a software for NU. Basically, he built the job by himself within the BI Group, okay? That's what I know. It's a successful one. I'm not sure how many start their own business. Do you know any? Please report to me. You know any? You know any?
No, actually.
No?
No.
Let me know if you know any. I helped some student wrote a business proposal, one office in Block 9 to run a business, but it's very difficult to be doing consulting engineering because the industry is not so developed in some area like engineering, and most of the high-end engineering jobs are subcontracted to the European companies or US companies. Or, it's hard for individual undergraduate students to start and get credit for anything. Okay. Unless you do other type of business, if it's like, related to math or engineering or science or data science, then it's very hard for a fresh new student. Another student tried, but, he wrote the program for the Astana police, worked with the police department, developed the program to trace down the crimes and optimize the dispatch of police cars to the high crime areas successfully. And then he eventually started working for the government on the border tax things. Like it's not so easy. Several students tried, but not so successful. Any other questions?
May I ask, at least which GPA should we have to have hopes to get to the master's degree in United States? Or what can we do in the case of not having the highest GPA possible? Like
GPA to go to Canada, there's hundreds of schools in Canada and USA, in particular USA. I mean, I think a lot of students, they mistakenly aim too high. They aim like top 30 students because Bolshevik lists to 230, top 30 schools in the USA. It's very, very misleading. And now I have students who have GPA 2.75, 3.0. They can go to USA and they still do well. They do in a state university and repair their GPA and get teaching assistantship. And then they move on to top universities and PhD programs. They take just one more step to repair their GPA. For example, you can go to Florida State University, Arkansas, many, many places for master degree. It doesn't really matter. I have many students who went to MIT, Columbia University with master degrees. So what happened? They take a few courses in Oxford or some places. There's no research, just course-oriented programs in NYU. When they come out, it's still not worth too much. The only thing that's worth is the connection with the classmates and the professors. Maybe they're more informed with the job opportunities. And what they learn in classroom is not very much better than other like top 100 universities. Okay, there's not much difference in all. Unless you're doing PhD, of course, the top universities has a top professor who is good at much better in research than the regular universities. That's unless you're doing PhD, just for masters and bachelor's degree, the top 100 programs are good enough. Okay.
Thank
Does
you very
it answer
much.
your question well? What?
Dear professor,
Yes.
I'm so sorry, but we're limited in time. Can
Yes.
we have a little Q&A session briefly?
Sure, yeah.
And
Okay.
and then if
Right.
people have some topics to discuss, we can discuss it in Q&A, but in the very end.
Yeah, I have to also, yeah. So maybe I just stay for 10 more minutes if you have questions. After this, what's the next project? What's next?
Yeah, next
program?
presenter. Yeah, so let me introduce the next speaker of today's evening. Next speaker is Bota Kabiyeva. I think everyone in this university knows Bota. So she is ex-president of SIAM New Chapter Club. She's one of the top class-ranked students, research assistant, and without further ado, Bota, are you here?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hello, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you for your introduction. Like too much about
Work
me.
to you.
Okay. So after being an organizer of this event for 2 years, this year being a speaker is a new experience for me, a bit nervous. Sorry in advance for that.
On the other side of the border, right?
Yeah. Okay, so good evening for everyone listening. Can you see my screen?
Share? Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so I will talk about my experience here at Nazarbayev University, being a math major student. After I was asked to do this talk, I actually thought what I will talk about, and I understood that there is no huge achievement, like major accomplishment maybe, which I can share. But being the fourth year student, there are some things that I did pretty well that I'm thankful for, and another things that I wish I did, being the first or second year student. So I would like to share them with students. Okay, so my presentation will include some information about me, course and grades, registration process, which courses to register or not. Then I would like to talk about the preparation for after a new life. Like from my perspective, I don't know a lot about it yet. And the fourth one is like how to stay on balance between extracurriculars and your academic life. Who am I? My name is Bota, as I said. Also, as it was mentioned, I'm a senior fourth-year student of math major. During my studies here at Nazarbayev University, I tried to participate in different activities, do well. So in my second year, I was a part-time consultant at admissions department at Nazarbayev University. I helped with documents, with applications to candidates, answer their questions and so on. In my third year, I became the research assistant under the Iran Amanbek's team. But after 4 years or 4 months of work, I understood that I want to another project, which will be more related to my future path. So I became the research assistant under the Professor Zemspek's team. We work on the natural language processing project. When it comes to the extracurriculars, last year I was the president of this SIAM club. It was a wonderful experience. And my first and second year of studies, I was a student representative of SST, like former SST school. And the others, I was a member of Volunteers Club, Equality Club, and maybe some others club, which I forgot. So looking at this, you can know for which questions I will be able to answer and which questions like it's not in my scope. Okay, after the presentation, I also like to add note because I will share like tips, some advices. I would like to know that not all of them will be applicable to each of cases. It's only based on my personal experience. So be selective for information like applied to your situation personally. Okay, course and grades. I know that actually your study in university is really like based on the courses which you close, on the professor from which you take the courses, and how to choose them. Like now I have finished how many? 7 semesters. This is my 7th semester. So up until this time, I guess all of my like courses was very helpful. I don't regret any of the course I took. So how to do that? Actually, my talk is more related for first and second year student. For the third and fourth years, I guess like alumni talk will be more related. So as soon as possible, I advise you to do a syllabus for yourself. What I mean, I know that that you have a template for the courses for years, I guess, which course in which semester you should take. So do for yourself the one. I can show my. I did it on the first year, yes, like with the help of my friend, not mine. I did this, and here you can see that it was divided to the core course, elective, natural science, and I listed all of the courses which I want to take for each of them. And each semester I was exactly sure which course I'm going to register and like which course will be leave it for the next year or maybe next semester. This really was helpful. I never stressed about should I take more elective, will I like graduate, is it enough or not? So here is also like each semester I also completed this plan. So please do for yourself the one, it will be really helpful for you. Also choose the course and professor, not the grade, time or friend. I know that when we were choosing the courses, we usually ask, is this course easy to get a grade? Is like time convenient, not at 9 a.m. morning and so on. So don't do that. Choose the course that you are really interested in, because if you're interested, you will study well, you will do well at that course. It will be helpful for you, and choose a professor which will explain well. So here I would like to know that at the math department, really cool professors, wonderful. Like try to choose a course from different ones so you will know different professors, get to know them. Try not to register usual scholars. I know that registration can be very tough process. Like when you cannot register the one you want, then you like panically decide to register whatever left. Try to not to do that. Leave it as a like plan Z. And actually myself, I know that there are extra place form ad forms, but I have used them only this semester for the first time, and they really helped me. I have registered 2 courses thanks to them. So use the extra place form ad forms. They can really help you to register the course you want. Okay, at least try. How to succeed at the courses? Learn basic courses very well. At the first and second year, you will learn the courses such as linear algebra, probability, differential equations, discrete math, computer science, second one especially. And they are relatively easy courses when compared to the more higher level advanced courses, but I guess they're much more important than the advanced ones, because if you will remember them well, if you study them well, then it will be easier for you to succeed in the further courses. So learn them very well, not for the grade, but for yourself. Like, okay, attend and follow lectures. I guess it's very like trivial advice, but for myself, the courses which I attended all the lectures and followed really on class, the professor, what he or she said, that course, it was much easier for me to get a high grade. It was less stressful for me. Therefore, like at least try to attend all the lectures, listen for what professor is saying, and monitor your grades. Always count like how much percentage did you lose after some assignment, and how much further percentage you need for your grade, the grade you want. Keep them in mind. For example, when entering to the exam, I usually have in mind that, for example, I should have a 90 percentage in this exam in order to get grade A or A minus. So if you have in mind the grade you want, you will study correspondingly. So calculate your grade, how much, even if you will already have lose, I don't know, 20 percentage, still continue calculating, just so enter the final exams also with knowing of how much grade on this final exam you need. And the before exam, like most of the course I took and complete was math courses. So plan and start your preparation in advance. It's not like 2 or 3 weeks in advance. It's maybe like 3 days, maybe 2 days. It depends on the course, depends on how much you are prepared already. Just first of all, plan, know your, I don't know, your level, and plan your study. And practice makes perfect. Yes, it's very relevant for the math courses, because in math courses, just understanding is not enough. You always need to solve problems, as more problems as you can. I usually go to the exercise after the end of the chapter and try to like do as much as I can as time allows me. So like keep in mind that also. And try to avoid all-nighters and coffee. This is for myself personally. I don't know whether it will work for others, but to the exam which I entered after studying all night and like drinking coffee, I did bad on the exams because you lose concentration. It's like, I guess, research, it's studied that staying up all night drinking coffee is won't allow you to focus, but on math problems, it's really important to have a focus, because you can easily forget something, read the task improperly, and so on. Maybe even like 2 + 2, you can write 5, and so on. So please don't do all-nighter. Plan your study so that you won't need to study all night before the exam. It's not just trivial, it's really like studying all night will will make these things only worse, I guess. At least for me, it did so. Okay, next I would like to move for preparation after a new life. I don't know much about this because I'm still in new. And I also like to confirm the professor's Wei's words that like being a math major is very powerful. You have a lot of variety of options for your further life, further study, or further work. So, and it also makes it very hard to identify the one which you really want because you have a huge possible options and you need to choose not one, but at least some field. It was hard for me. So what I advise you to do is list all possible options. For example, it can be finance, actuary, accounting, academia. Maybe you want to teach analytics, DSML, very popular fields now. After you have listed them all, so just try them one by one. For example, I have participated in the finance. Okay, you can first join the clubs on the interest. We have, fortunately, NU has like plenty of clubs. Join them, try whether you like it or not. Join SIAM, for example, or AAC, Data Science Club, New Club, Case Club, and so on. And also take courses. For example, we have an actuarial math 1 and 2 courses, accounting course, yes, they're offered by AAC Club, statistics, a lot of courses, and Coursera, of course. Just try them and then you will at least know whether is it good for you or not. Personally, I went to the finance courses organized by KFSA. I have participated 4 weeks there and then just didn't go to the final exam. The day before, I understood that it's totally not the thing that interests me, so I didn't want to go to the final exam. So I crossed out the finance. I took the actuarial science course. I took it at my 2nd year and with the 4th and 3rd year students. And I also understood that it's not quite suitable for me and the same for other fields, but I'm still in my search. So being the 4th year student, yes, I'm still not sure. So don't worry, just try the fields. Like, I hope we all will find our pathway in some time. And the complete real project, yes, there are a lot of hackathons, datatons, case championships now. Participate in them, gather a team, and so it's the best way to know the industry from inside, to complete the real project, to taste them. So do that. Don't lose such opportunities. Okay, make a network. Network is always important. You should know alumni, professors, your peers. For example, Professor Wei always share alumni who were study. You can, I just also myself screenshotted his list. I will email some of the alumni, possibly, yes, whom I would like to ask some advices about applying about studies. So do find the ones who inspires you, who you would like to ask some questions. It's totally okay. Like all alumni which I have emailed, have written message, always they answered me very welcoming. So don't be shy for that. And professors, personally, unfortunately, I didn't connect much with professors, which I regret, but I strongly advise you to do that. Ask questions, write emails. For example, even if when you are asking extension deadline, write an email on behalf of whole class. Then, like, it also will professor will make a note about you. Ask for advices, like stand out of your class. Always ask a lot of questions. So not the stupid questions just to ask, but like really questions so that professor will remember you and talk them after the classes. I know it's harder now as online semester, but hopefully when you all go to the campus, like engage more in academic life too. And the arrayship, some students ask me about the arrayship, research assistantship. I advise you to start looking for the project and professor at the 2nd year. At the 2nd year, you cannot be paid, as I understood for this. You cannot be on the but like it's just for yourself. Go to professor asking for the tasks. I guess no professor will reject you if you ask for task for some, I don't know, project. So start looking at the second year, because at first year you like don't know a lot of things yet, only calculus, and then at the third year start really working on your project and aim for the conference or publication before the fourth year. Like I don't have any publication or conference yet, and it will be much better if I had, I guess. Therefore, try to have one before your fourth year, before your application process starts. Okay, preparation. Again, internship scholarships. I personally know students who got scholarship from Dyussekenov Foundation, who got scholarship from Surplus Scholarship. It is from Konrad Adenauer Fund. And there are also some Telegram channels, which I'm subscribed personally, where you can find opportunities. I have subscribed them this year only, and I also regret it, because if I did it earlier, maybe I could have much better opportunities, much better internships. Also in CAC, I found my part-time job at admissions department and the first research assistantship on the CAC website. So look for it. It also can help you. LinkedIn, of course, and always have a plan B. I didn't look for any internship for this summer because I was sure that I will go to the America funded by university to Buffalo University. I was sure about that. I didn't look for any other internship, any other opportunities, but it didn't happen due to the situation. So, and I didn't have any plan B here in Kazakhstan. So if you're applying for one thing, then keep in mind that it cannot happen for some reason, and to also have plan B. Exams are also important. GRE, I have passed it for now, and but I recommend it to do it before your fourth year. Don't stress a lot about GRE. It's quantitative part is not that important. I guess 2 or 3 months of preparation is quite enough. And so if you plan to, I don't know, take GRE, do it before your fourth year. And the IELTS, I guess for us, IELTS will be quite easy. So do it also before fourth year, I guess, in order not to miss up with the deadline, application process, motivation letter, and so on. And the final notes, so manage your stress, have a plan always in mind. As you can see, I try to have a plan for my courses for each semester, for like grade which I'm going to take. So plans is always good things. And finish tasks. I guess the best thing to manage your stress is just to finish your task which makes you stressful. And then have a day off. Like it's better to have a one like good day off and then study more effective in other days. And enjoy rational student life. What I mean by rational, it's not mean like go to the party before midterm or final. No, don't do that, please. Go to the events, go like have fun with your friends, but keep in mind your studies, your university too, because it will how to say, give it will describe your future life. So keep in mind that too, and compensate for your GPA. If you have a low GPA, there are a lot of like variety of different opportunities where you can stand out, where you can show that you really can do some things. When somebody says that low GPA is okay, it doesn't mean that like having low GPA is totally okay. You have to compensate your low GPA with something else. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's, I don't know, research or job experience and anything else. So that was my presentation. I hope you will find it helpful. Thank you for your attention. I don't know if we have any time for questions.
Thank you very much. That was just very useful tips. You know, personally, I find them very useful as a second year student, and I'm sure that most of the students do so as well. But unfortunately, we're limited in time, unfortunately. But we've decided to move the Q&A session towards the end of the pizza party, virtual pizza party. So, dear participants, if you have any questions, please save them for a little bit later. But now I'm going to introduce, thanking Bota very much. I'm going to introduce next guest speaker, Damilya Saduakhas. She's now studying master's at KAUST. She has won H-Payer Impact Challenge last year, right? And she has participated in Kaspi Lab 2020. Is that right?
Correct.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. So, hi everyone. Thanks for invite. And regarding the Q&A, I wanted, since I was a SIAM and doing this pizza party like 2 years back ago, initially, I think from my perspective, it would be very wise to do a Q&A, at least the questions regarding my experience during my session. So I hope that doesn't ruin your plans. So
No, not at all.
Okay, so let me show you. I have just one slide. So I'll not take much time. I will try to do it like under 15 minutes. And okay, so before you start asking any questions, let me tell what you can ask about. So my name is Damilya Saduakhas. Hi, good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well and staying healthy with you and your relatives. Currently, I'm studying at KAUST, which is a King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. And I'm doing master/PhD program. Basically, we can consider it as a PhD, but officially not. So I'm doing a statistics. So I think the next speaker will also be talking about the applied statistics, which is a data analysis, which will also touch upon. So basically, what you can ask me about is this. This is like a very brief CV sort of resume of different things that I think math majors can do. What I wanted to say is that I know that many people think that math is very maybe limiting, which is very disappointing view. And I urge to say that this hypothesis is false and prove a different theory of that math is actually has endless horizons and can give you so many opportunities that you are not even aware of. So, okay, so the timeline goes in the decreasing way. So I'm this year's alumni of math major. And as you can see, I did a capstone topic with under supervision of Professor Jensbek Asylbekov, protein family classification using embedding methods. As you may see or may not know, this topic is quite far off from the pure math. And it is legit to do so. If you're doing a capstone, you don't have to necessarily do it in the pure math as many people think, or in abstract algebra. So you can do a different capstone topic that interests particularly you. For example, at that time, I was interested in machine learning and in biostatistics. As Professor Wei mentioned, that biostatistics is the future. So as you can see, he really impacted my future goals. And with Professor Jensbek Asylbekov, we decided to use his background in natural language processing. If you don't know that Professor Jensbek is our faculty doing statistics, mainly teaching statistics, teaching machine learning at graduate level, and doing mainly natural language processing field in the data science, okay? So it's not like the whole machine learning, not classifications and so on, but NLP mainly. So we try to like merge biostatistics and NLP. So yeah, that's what we got. And it is possible to do such kind of capstones. It's like, it's not a pure math, as you can see. So I also, as a math major, it's sometimes sad to see not so many statistics courses every semester, but you have to be aware that you can catch them if you plan ahead. As Bota said, you have to see in which semester usually the courses are given. Like some courses are usually given only in spring or only in fall semester. So please plan ahead because sometimes I could not take some courses, and that affected like my application process sometimes. And regarding the data labs, both data labs, so basically they were pretty much in the row. When I was finishing this year, I started applications on different data science because I wanted to have a plan B, because suppose if I had not been admitted to any master or grad school, then what could I do in here? And my answer to that question was, well, I could be a data scientist because I had an interest in machine learning, as you can see from my capstone, and in data science in general. And I had a math background. So I applied to Kaspi Data Lab, which was, and there were many students from NU actually. There were like, overall we were 50, and like at least 10 were coming from NU, and at least 2 or 3 people were coming from math majors. I urge you to apply to Kaspi Lab. There is a different tracks like data science, machine learning. There is an software developer, I think, track, which is interesting because you learn a lot from them. And even more interesting program is Dyussekenov Data Lab. This year, it was accepting future scientists, and it was like a 5-week intensive data laboratory because we were studying like 8 hours per day, 5 weeks each day. So it was pretty intense during the summer, but we were all in quarantine, so and that was not much a problem because I didn't go outside anywhere. And the other part, as Bota said, that you don't have to like give up on your social life. That's what I did in my first 2 years. I tried to engage in as much clubs, not as much clubs, but rather in as much interesting events for me to see what is a student life after all, because it is lasting only 4 years. It's very short, even if you may not think so right now, but it is very short. I was participating in International Youth Model, which is basically like Model UN, but a different, not UN, but a different OIC organization. The next one was an H-pair, where we were discussing more or less science track, but using some kind of politics. And ISV, if you don't know, there are many different programs outside for students. And ISV is the International Students Week in Ilmenau in Germany, which is also sponsored. By the way, everything that I listed here is sponsored. Because I know not...
So may I ask, excuse me,
Sure.
what is the last, how does last word, like the ciphers in this abbreviation ISV? What is I, the last?
International Students Week
Yes.
in Ilmenau.
Ilmenau, what is it?
Ilmenau is the name of the city of a small village in Germany.
Oh, I see.
There are many different, so basically ISV is a part of International Students Week in the world. There are overall 5 of them: ISFIT, ISV, and different others. I know that many people applied this year, but it didn't go. They are located in Germany, Belarus, Norway, somewhere else, 2 more countries, I forgot. But you can Google that and you can apply. All of them are sponsored. you only have to pay for your air travel, which is very interesting because I chose a track of equal opportunities. So basically we were discussing why people don't have equal opportunities even in high democracy world. You see that it is quite far apart from math. So, and I applied using my math major and I got accepted, even though like you don't have to be a PSIR student or a sociology student or like anthropology student to get accepted to those. Even the like international use model, like model UNs, you can apply. You just have to present good motivation. The next one was also like a robotics one, which was a months-long training in Latvia. I was at that time a second-year student, and I went there for a summer school. I think that was very interesting because I had no experience in robotics whatsoever. I only knew how to do like a Lego and connect it to the programming shield and do a little bit programming on that, but not much more than that. I was not an electrical engineer or even a mechanical engineer. So that was a very interesting experience. And regarding those experiences, now you can ask different questions. What I can talk about or answer is about grad application if you're interested. I think it is worth noticing that I also got accepted to US. Like Professor Wei talked about the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and I got an offer from there as well, but I didn't choose it. I also got an offer from University of California, Davis, which is like a top 10 in statistics in the world, but I also didn't go there. So I chose KAUST as my ending goal. All the masters I applied were only statistics. So please, the floor is yours. You can ask any questions if you have ones.
May I ask one question? Yes, my question is, when you apply to different events or something like this, you need to show your motivation, as you said, yes?
Always.
And how to show your motivation is like, can't you just go because you are like interested in this? And if you're not sure, just want to try something new, is it okay, like as a motivation to try something new?
You have to back up because like, for example, what I used as a motivation, I was a part of ISEC from the first semester of my studies. And I'm very proud to say that I'm an ISEC alumni. If you know that we have, I'm also a SIAM alumni, but what I want to mention that SIAM opened like 2 years later. To be correct, it reopened, but ISEC is like international club or like organization in the world that mainly all universities in the world know of, as well as SIAM, but SIAM is like more professional. It's like math oriented, like or engineers oriented. And if you're part of SIAM, you're probably someone from the science guy. But if you're in ISEC, you like have more impact, like because you're doing some kind of project. What I did is during my first year, I created a project called Light It Up. We were taking international volunteers. We were inviting them, doing their visas, accommodation, and so on. We did it during the 1 year period and invited them to teach kids in summer camp, the socially vulnerable students in Burabai. And I used that as like a starting point, because you have to start somewhere. Like you have to start, you have to have a starting point to back up your motivation, because any motivation should have some kind of action attached to it. Without any action, no one will believe you, even if you are highly motivated, because they don't know. They just read your motivation letters and they don't see you. Okay, you're guy from Kazakhstan which has done this and this is looking more motivated than a guy who thinks he is motivated, right? So you just have to start doing something.
So may I ask another question? How to like to have this backup? How to start this backup if you like? Yes, for backup you also need to have motivation. Like for example, in participation in summer, you need to have motivation letter as well. So
look, you have to understand what is your goal. Like if you don't understand what is your end goal, like if you need the summer school to apply to grad school, let's say, like if you look into the future, or if you want to apply to like do a robotics in the future, like 5 years, then you would find a motivation. And for example, why did it apply to robotics and how was happened? I can tell you like a backstory if like in 1 minute, because we're running out of time. So basically, I looked for lessons in Astana, back in Astana, okay, Nur-Sultan, whatsoever, for a legal teaching instructor. So I found the courses that teach you how to be a teacher for legal constructors, like a more like it was a robotics club, like a tutoring, because I was also tutoring at the time. And I got a certificate from the tutoring session. But I didn't teach because I didn't have time, because I worked part-time. So you can start from that, like, okay, if you want to apply to robotics, let me have some background. Let me try to do Coursera, at least, okay? Because you have access to Coursera. Just try to do at least something. It doesn't have to be always like something very grandiose, just a small step.
I see. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions regarding the grads? Or I know that currently most of you, if you're a fourth year or senior students, you're probably applying to grad schools, because the deadline is, at least 2 years, is until the November ends or December, depends on the program. So yeah, thanks for inviting again. If you don't have any questions, let me stop the pause.
Okay, so I guess
also, just to let you know, I know that it may seem like a promo, but like, who cares? If you are still interested in asking about the grad, I'm sorry. Is he low, or am I getting a lost connection? Okay.
Yes, I also think that he.
Okay. Then, so if you're still interested, and if you are like a first or second year student, then I have a whole like IGTV video, which I did back in April, because I was so excited to share that. And on my Instagram page, you may not subscribe, just if you are interested, you can watch it. Damilya _ that's it. And also in my Telegram, I recorded 2 or 3 audios about like why did I apply, why didn't I go to US. Also, I talked with DAAD Germany scholarship winner, which is my friend. Nope, that's not it. Let me write it anyways. And which is in Telegram. Telegram is Damilya Life, because it's about my life. You may just save it to you if you need it, and listen how to get a motivational letter, how to do a GRE, or like, is the score really important? Is GPA really important? Because GPA is not really important, but you have to have a good, like a normal one. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks.
thank you.
Excuse me.
Oh, we have a question.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I have a question. So I'm a first year student of chemistry SH school, and
Good.
I'm interested in biochemistry. So you said about biostatistics. How can I continue my education because I'm interested in chemistry, biology, and statistics, and so I want to just know more about biostatistics.
So basically,
And
the biostatistics is a little bit different field because you have to have background. Let's start off that you cannot become a biostatistician in one day, okay?
yes.
You cannot become a biostatistician even if you have finished your master's, okay?
Mhm.
Let's start
Okay.
from that. Even if you have a math background and a biology background, you probably may have to get like a PhD, probably, or at least a master's, because most US universities do not have a biostatistics master's, which I searched for because I wanted to apply there, but they don't accept it unless you are applying to PhD with already a master's. Like that's the only part of some, I mean, I'm talking about the top universities. Of course, if you're applying like a medium one or like more or less legit one, then probably you can get in. But if you're one like top ones, then you have to have masters in statistics or in related field in like in math. So how to become a biostatistics, you have to know some understanding. Mainly your background should be in statistics and math, not in biology. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If
Thank
you
you.
are a biostatistician,
May I say something?
sure.
This is Professor Wei.
Yeah.
Actually, I know very well about this field because I've been teaching in the USA for 27 years. I've seen many people become biostatistician and data scientist. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, in the USA, almost every university has a biostatistics master degree program, except it has been separated from the med department. Usually it's run by the medical school, like NU. It's called master degree of, they don't call it biostatistics, the master of public health, master of tropical medicine. But all of these programs give very easily give scholarships as research assistantships, and they like a large percentage of math majors. So that's why in the beginning I said, this area is overlooked by our NU students. Only 5 or 6 take advantage of that. There are as many master degree in biostatistics degree program as so many math departments. Also, misinformation about data science. Data science has been developed by statistics department and biostatistics department the last 40 years. Only recently, Google started hyping it by doing Google language translation, searching, and every other department tried to take a piece of the pie that's built by statisticians over the last 40 years of billions of dollar business.
Totally agree.
They're building new degree programs and data science and math department, data science and computer science department. All these are like the MBA programs in before, without a substantial background, and they're going to collapse. So it's better to take a traditional statistics degree program, which actually is the data science program. Okay, I can show you live people. I help them through with a master's degree in regular statistics become principal data scientists of major US companies, many of them. Okay. So
Okay.
it's very misleading. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
It's so easy to get into with scholarships.
Yeah, many like statistics professors don't like to call data science a science. So
it's just MBA. MBA now collapsed. Nobody want to take MBA because they just like ride on the political movement and try to take the business from the traditional people who has a business already. There's no substantial content in these programs. Just like the data science program in our computer science and other departments, new programs, there's no substantial data science. They has been established by statistics departments and biostatistics departments, full data science programs, and they don't go around and advertise asking young people to pay money to get into those.
Thank you very much
I
for
can share the screen to show
information.
one example if you want me to, if you have time. You don't have time, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm afraid now.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
just
student can talk to me because I know much more about this with my.
but we have Q&A session in the end. I think we can save it
Okay.
till
No
then.
problem.
Yeah, I can remind you. I can remind you on that. So thank you very much, Damilya, for sharing your experience, for sharing tips and advices. And with this, I'm moving to the last but not least speaker of this evening, Daulet Dyussekenov. He has studied his master's at already well-known University of Illinois at Urban Campaign, and now is working as a senior analyst at Beeline, Kazakhstan, right? Daulet, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, so my name is Daulet. Can you hear me? I've been hearing you fine so far, but
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Well,
Lagging.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I guess one might be, yeah, your internet connection issues. Yeah, so I've been studying in Nazarbayev University. I actually was the first in the first group of people who graduated. I got in 2010 when the university only started, and I graduated in 2015. And right after that, I went to University of Illinois. I didn't prepare the presentation, but I can share screen and show. How does this work? Like, yeah, my resume to kind of navigate what I'm talking about. So yeah, I graduated in 2015 with I made a capstone with Dr. Kadyrov on weakly divergent partial quotients, and actually that was probably the only work on pure math that I did, because after that I went full applied math. I went to Illinois to study an actuarial science because that was something I was interested in at the time. And actually, while I was there, I decided to switch completely to finance and less on math. But once I came into Kazakhstan, I started looking for a job, and I get a job in a bank at Home Credit Bank, and I was working there, and I was making like dashboards, sometimes serious analysis. Essentially, I mean, when you work in a bank or in telecom or in any work like that, your work title would probably be analyst. But what does it mean? It can mean anything. And in my case, it was essentially like a BI analyst. I've been working there for like 9 months. Then I moved to Alpha Bank, and there I also work as an analyst, and they put the title of data scientist on me, which was nothing like that. I didn't do any data science. I mean, I built a couple of classification models there for the campaign management and telecom, but it wasn't really, there wasn't any big impact. And now I work in telecom company in Beeline. Actually, not in Beeline, but it's not exactly a correct thing. There's a big company called Cartel, and it has two brands, Beeline and Easy. And Easy is like a new telecom operator in Kazakhstan market. And I'm working there as a senior data analyst. So I don't really want to repeat what previous speakers told, like tips on how to study and what to pursue. I'd rather just answer your questions, which you might have regarding, I guess, job experience and shifting either from undergrad to grad study, which was a big shift for me, and from study to work, because that is also like a really big shift. And I guess I can share with you some insights on, you know, realities of the adult work, because adult world, because while you study in the university, I think you're like in a bubble, you know, like even in grad school too, you still, the world doesn't really function like outside like it functions inside the university campus. So like maybe you have some specific questions, because I'm not sure if I will be able to stay for Q&A, and I just can answer your questions now. Yes, please go on.
That is a Professor Wei. I'm asking a question about actual job market in Kazakhstan and the situation of the Kazakhstani actual society. What's the scale of development? What is the government's intention in developing this actual industry in related to retirement accounts, pension funds, or this? Do you have a overall idea of what's going on in Kazakhstan for actuarial science?
Mm-hmm. So essentially, when we talk about like pensions in Kazakhstan, there is only one like company, ENPF, which is I'm not sure how to translate it in English, which is like a singular one obligatory pension fund for all Kazakhstani citizens. And it does not work very good. It's essentially like all other government companies in Kazakhstan. It sucks really badly. Regarding all other insurance companies, they also job market there is not great. I mean, when I came here and I was looking for a job, salaries outside of banking industry were too low to even consider. So job market isn't too big, and insurance industry is not very developed in Kazakhstan at all. So if you are getting an actuarial degree, please stay in the US or in Europe or where you're studying and try to find a work there. Though it will be really competitive there as well. But in Kazakhstan, the industry is non-existent for now. That's my opinion from what I have seen. And
yeah, that's why two of our students already stay. Aliyah stay in Boston with Fidelity Investment, and Nagis just graduated from Illinois. She found a job at St. Louis. Yeah.
Any other questions, maybe regarding the career path or something that
yeah, about CFA.
Mm-hmm.
You have passed CFA successfully, I see from the CV. That's great. How is that? Is it difficult to learn from base?
So, well, when you say CFA, you have to be specific. Like I passed CFA level 1. There are like 3 exams, and actually
level 1.
One of the subsections of the exam is how you should even say about that. You can never say I'm CFA level 1. You should say I passed CFA level 1. I mean, they are very peculiar about stuff like that. So yeah, I passed CFA level 1, which was a bit tough for me because I never studied accounting. I never studied even finance. I mean, I studied a bit of economics in my master's, and I had some idea of how finance work, but essentially I was just a math guy trying to study CFA. And I did well first time when I passed level 1, and now I'm gonna try to pass level 2. It's not that hard. I mean, it's just an exam. You have to sit and study. It's very demanding. It's taxing. I mean, it's 6-hour long exam, and the curriculum is just enormous. You have to spend like a lot of time doing that. But it's definitely doable, especially for you guys. I mean, you all Nazarbayev University students, you're all bright. I mean, it's not big of a deal. Plus, you can start studying now, and actually there's nothing holding you back to pass the first level right now while you are in college. I mean, why not? You can do it. It's actually easier to do it now because you are not working, from 9 to 6. You have some free time and you can spend it on studying. Because I've seen, grown adults with like families and kids, and when they try to study for the exam, it's hard for them. I met a guy who was like really bright guy, but it was his 3rd attempt on CFA level 1, and he still failed because of his work and family. He is not able to spend a lot of time on studying. So do it now. That's my
and save some money because it's very expensive.
Yeah, and it's going to get even more
expensive.
Thank you
very much.
So, yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Since you already graduated your grad studies, masters, and working, what is better? Because I'm now thinking, what is it better to work and after go to the masters after you have decided your field, or is it better to directly from graduating university go to masters and then to work?
Well, you see, I mean, different people will tell you will respond differently on that question. What I did, I went to grad school immediately, and I think it was the right decision for me at the moment, because, you know, I was like in study shape still. I was okay studying all night and preparing for exams and working on some crazy projects and stuff. But now actually I want to go back to study. I want to go to PhD. Some people say, oh yeah, I will go to get a master's or PhD later. I will work for now. And guess what? They will never go back studying. So if you're okay with studying, and I believe you are, you should definitely go study now. Plus, you have to decide. That's the thing. When I studied in the US, it gave me a clarity. Like, do I want to be in academia? Because I was also funded by university, and I had TA. I was working as a TA, and I got a waiver. And I was the only TA there studying at masters. All other TAs were PhD guys. So I was hanging out with them, and I realized that they made of different cloth, that I'm not like them. I mean, I was okay. I was decent at math in both, you know, in Nazarbayev University and out there, but they are just on different level, these PhD guys. We were at the party, and they were like having drinks and having laughs, but they don't talk about, you know, TV shows or sports. They actually bring out a whiteboard and start solving math theorems during the party. And again, I was okay, but I did understand what they were talking about. They are too smart and they are obsessed with it. So I think if you want to go to PhD, and especially when it comes to such, you know, hard thing as math, I mean, it's not rocket science, but it's pretty tough. You have to be obsessed. That's one thing. But like, if you're not obsessed, but you really enjoy it, you probably should try it too. But yeah, regarding should I do masters later? Why later? I mean, masters will be there anyway. You can go and study now while you can, because there is like a credit risk. Well, not a credit. There is a risk that you won't be able to do it later for various reasons. Maybe you'll have a good job offer, and you will not be able. You won't want, you know, to leave the job at the moment, or you will have a family, or this and that. You will have kids. Like, try to expand your views and your education while you can. And again, you're all studying great university, and you have the chance to get in really good university right now, and you have a chance to get a scholarship, but not paying for it. So seize the moment. But there will be a level up. I mean,
Thank you very much.
It's pretty tough now. I mean, again, everybody is bright in Nazarbayev University, but if you go to a good school, there will be a level up, and your competition will be tougher, but you'll handle it. When you're in masters, and if you don't have plans to go to PhD, you should have good grades, but probably not as bad as in undergrad. Like in undergrad, you do really need to have good grades. Many people say GPA is not that important, and it is really important. But in masters, if you're not planning to go for PhD or to another masters, like if you have 3.5, you're good. You're good to go. You can try to focus to finding a job. And that's my advice. And try to be a step ahead. Like, okay, you know, I have certain, you know, life cycle, certain schedule while I'm an undergrad. I know that my schedule will change. I cannot work in the same schedule when I go to grad school. And after grad school, okay, I will go to work, and my schedule will shift again. Because when I went to work, that was actually quite a big hit for me. And for like 2 months, I was adjusting, because in university, you study for like 2 or 3 hours on the lecture, then you have like 1 hour break, then you study for like 3 hours in the library, you have some break. In work, it's not like that. You come, you sit for 8 hours in an office doing a dull work, and then you can rest. I mean, stuff like that. Like these little things, they can hit you hard. So be prepared for that too. And try to decide your career as soon as possible, so you have advantage. The other thing, all of you think that you are really smart, and you are, but when you go to work, you will work for people who are not as smart as you, but there will be your supervisors, and you have to deal with that too. And you have to deal with the fact that you'll probably be the smartest, or like almost the smartest guy or girl in the room, but you won't be, you know, like supervising in the supervising position. You will have to listen to them, and that might be tough as well. So be prepared for that. And any other questions, maybe? Don't be shy, you can ask any questions.
May I ask? You talked about some test or something like this. It was called CFA or something like this. And what is that for people who don't know? Can you explain?
Yeah. CFA, it's a chartered. Yeah, CFA means Chartered Financial Analyst. It's essentially like a charter, gramota, which certifies you to be a financial analyst. I mean, it's kind of a big deal. To get the CFA, you have to pass 3 exams. They're quite tough and expensive. I mean, each of them costs around $1,000. I mean, it's actually less. Like first level is about 700, I believe. Second, like maybe 700-800, something like that. Well, a little under $1,000. They're tough. They're 6 hour long, like with 1 hour break, 1 or 2 hour break, and 1 hour break. Yeah. So you have to pass them. And after that, well, not after, in addition to that, you need to have like 2 years, I believe, of experience in investment industry. And then you like pass like an interview or something like that. And then you have to like pay a yearly dues. But essentially you become a member of this big CFA Institute organization, which kind of certifies you, okay, you are smart, you're ethical, you can handle investments, stuff like that. So if you want to be an investment, if you're really interested in money, go for it.
And also, there were other 2 tests, like in actuarial. Are they as important as CFA, for example?
It's a different thing. I mean, actuarial, the exams that I have passed, they are exams under the umbrella of Society of Actuaries, SOA. So it is what it is. It is Society of Actuaries. Like if you want to be an actuary, you're gonna pass them, and there are like 4-5 exams. But if you pass 4 of them, you can, I believe, get also some certification. Okay, you can handle insurances now. So these exams are much easier. They're not as bad as CFA. The first exam is called F, which is finance. Second one is called P, which is probability. I pass only them for now, and other like progressing and getting harder and harder. So yeah, that's the exams you pass to become an actuary in the US. By the way, actuarial science and being an actuary is very, it's a good job. It's highly paid and stuff, especially in the US. But we kind of like a bit late. I mean, I went to school in 2015 and I graduated in 2017. And when I was talking to the professors out there, they were saying like, yeah, but you're like about 5-10 years late, because like 10 years ago, you could really get, I mean, it was fairly easy to get to the market and get a high paying job. Now it's really tough. You have to be exceptional to get a decent job on the entry level. Otherwise, you can be like at a call operator or something. I mean, you think you're smart, there will be like 50 Chinese students smarter than you, or students from like China and India who are more studious and better than you. So it is a brutal game and you have to play it smart. I mean, if you go back to Kazakhstan, you'll do fine. If you want to stay out there, you have to make something to make you exceptional. You just sitting and working hard and studying will not be good enough. So again, many people think that they will go study actuarial science and become an actuary and will make like 100 grand a year in the US. That's not the case. Entry level won't pay that, and it will be tough for you to get a job. I'm talking about my experience, but actually many of my peers, which I still like talk to, like my friends who graduated Nazarbayev University with me, they have, all of us have completely different life paths. One friend of mine, she actually got into Cornell, which is, Ivy League, so cool. And she was really bright in Nazarbayev University. She was one of the best engineering students. And she was unable to find a job as an engineer in the US, having masters from Cornell University. So I mean, yeah, it can be tough. My other friend.
May I say something regarding that?
Yes.
Many experience. I had students who actually, in his mind, he wanted to find an engineering job, but he always think that the best way to go is to go to Columbia University, MIT, all this. So eventually I had students who went, also ended up with no jobs from Columbia University, mechanical engineering, even PhD. And instead, my other students who went to regular state university, they easily get jobs. Actually, also, there are different kind of programs. You have to be careful. For example, Illinois State is a low-ranking university. It runs an actuarial program. Actually, they started work with actuarial industries. So students are easily find jobs. However, Illinois, Urbana-Champaign didn't have an actuarial program. They pay big money to take the top professor from Illinois State University to build a new program. And, you know, it's only recently getting better for jobs. Our two students found jobs now. But before, it was Illinois State who was better. Iowa State was better. All my students who went to Iowa State to get actual jobs, $500,000, they find jobs. So it's just, you have to be careful with the what program you're getting into.
Yeah, I vouch for that. The program itself is quite important. It is very important as well. Maybe even more important than in the prestige of the university you're getting into. But I mean, it's really nice to have a cool university on your resume too. For the rest of your life, you'll be an alumni of Ivy League school. That's cool.
That's also another thing. So overrating this top-ranking universities on everything is a big mistake too. Even there are a lot of Nobel Prize-winning professors in smaller universities.
Okay. May I demand any more questions from audience?
May I ask Daulet?
Sure.
Excuse me. So you're working now in Kazakhstan in Alpha Bank, if I'm not.
No, I'm working at telecom company called Easy.
Oh, yes, telecom.
Also operator. Yeah, it's the second brand of Cartel. The first brand is Beeline.
So, may I ask, what was like the most enjoyable experience in your life in working in different places? What was what in your opinion? Or do you enjoy yourself now? Like,
yeah, the most enjoyable moment. It's kind of tough question. I mean, the work itself is not that enjoyable. So listen, the thing that you need to keep in mind when it comes to work, you first of all, yes, you do it for money, and I did it for money too. So I came here from the US, and I got a job offer within like 2 weeks, I think, from Home Credit, and they offered me 200,000, which I thought was nice money. I mean, for the entry level, I never worked before. I had no work experience, which was fine. Yeah, sure, go for it. So yeah, I went work there. Again, teaching experience doesn't really count when you go to the industry. So yeah, I was there. Then I had a really big payment jump to go to Alpha. They doubled my salary. I went there. And when you work in a bank, unless you are a developer, like backend or front-end developer, or you work like you make like mobile apps, something like that, you probably won't do it for the love of the game. You know, you do it for money. So I did it for money. And the enjoyable part of working in a bank was only my colleagues. I met a couple of guys who were smart, who I could like share my thoughts regarding work and extracurricular stuff. That was the good part. So not really enjoyable. Now I work in telecom company, and as I told you, like this Easy operator, it's quite new. It's not really a startup. I think it's pretty decent operative for now, as of now. And there I do enjoy because I now work in a commerce department. So in every big company, essentially you have all the departments can be divided into two groups: the commerce department, or like business departments, and support departments. Like many of you are probably like programmers and might work in IT department when you graduate. And IT is a support; it supports the business. While the business department, it actually makes money, and it's, you know, like cooler department. They have the voice when they choose what the company should do, the cost of the company and stuff like that. So I was working in a data department in banks, and that's support. And as I said, it's like really boring and lame, and IT is just for money. Now I actually work in the business department. I'm an analyst, but I don't work in like specific analytic department, or in Beeline they have big data department. I work as an analyst inside so-called discovery team. And working there is intriguing, is interesting, because I am working for, I do feel that my work has impact. Like I make some calculations and I say, guys, you need to make this feature for the mobile app, or you need to change your limits for your services this way, because like it will affect our clients in this way. So that is enjoyable. When you feel that your work is rewarding, you do make some changes. It affects, you know, people and business around you. Yeah, I think that was kind of too long of an answer, but
Okay.
here you go.
That's a good answer.
Agree. Any more
I want you
questions?
to keep that in mind when you will look for work. Like, where are you going to work? Will you work in a support department or in business department? Because that is important. Unless you're really enjoying it. Like if you really enjoy it and you just want to sit and code all day, or build like a data architecture or something like that, then sure, fine. But if you want to like grow and make money, try to find yourself in the business department. Like selling, people who actually make money for the company. And don't go to accounting, that's lame. Don't go to Big Four, that's super lame. I mean, unless you enjoy big stress and not getting paid and having, you know, dreams that will never come to a fruition, don't go there either.
Oh, thank you.
That was
So a lot of guys who are planning to go to the Big
I have a
Four.
question, Xiri. Could I ask?
Yeah, sure. Sure. I mean,
So I'd like to ask Professor Wei. So Professor, where to find information about professors? So in what areas they do research? So for example, if I want to apply to research assistant, to be a research assistant, how to get to know information about in what areas our professors work?
One thing to do is to Google search the name Google Scholar. Do you know Google Scholar? Where you can find their research papers. If you type Google Scholar on Google search, you can find the recent papers. But regarding grants, you have to ask each individual professor, because they, you know, I know some, you know, like last year they report to me at the end of the year, then I know who has grants. Like I just made that list for 2019. Most of them still have that for 3 years. So you can contact me or ask any professor. Regarding capstone research opportunity, we posted on all the past papers by students are posted online. Like you just type NU Math capstones, you see lots of students' papers from before, all kind of papers. Did you try that? Just
I have.
Nazarbayev University Mathematics capstone projects. It's all online. It's open access from the library. We deposit all our papers in there.
For capstone eligible only senior students, or
no, some students finish everything in 3 years. I have many students who finish all the coursework capstone in 3 years. They start in second year.
Oh, really? Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, like just now in my talk, there was one student who's still undergraduate. She finished in last year as a third year student. So you can talk to me about, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Any more questions?
It's so quiet.
Yeah, I promised that I would remind you about the biostatistician. You said you can provide some examples.
Oh yeah, many students who pursue biostatistics and become data scientists, many people, I've seen so many successful students didn't have to go to top 50 university in USA, just regular university, still become chief scientist, many.
Professor Wei.
Yes.
So as you said, better to study at university, which is more oriented on the industry, yes, rather than top university.
No,
So
when you choose a university, there are several factors you need to look carefully. First of all, you want to ask yourself, do you want to be a researcher in that area or become a professor or researcher for a big corporation who does research like IBM, all these companies that has research engineers and scientists. Then you go for a PhD, you go for the best university because the professors are good researchers. But then university in the US and Canada is so diverse. Each university has a few majors that are probably better than MIT and all these major schools. Okay, almost all the top 100 universities has more or less 2 or 3 or 4 fields that are better than any other university, okay, in the USA. So for example, I take example, if students are job oriented, say for example, want to do finance, well, you can go to Columbia University. However, that's only research financial mathematics. If you're not a good researcher, you're dumped. Even they give you the degree, you have no future. Okay, so you're heading the wrong place. Like my student who went to Columbia for PhD in mechanics. He was not a good researcher. He got a PhD with 1 PhD thesis, that's it. His advisor said he's no future to be a professor. So what can he do? He doesn't have job skills because they don't teach job skills. They think it's so easy, you can pick up the job skill by yourself. Okay, they don't teach job skills. So he had no job with a PhD from Columbia University, top 10. You guess what he becomes? He becomes a New York life insurance salesperson, actuarial math.
The PhD.
Okay, with PhD in Columbia University. Okay, I'm telling you, it's a major mistake if you don't know what you want. Okay, another example, many examples. Okay, another example. One student who headed for pure math, he tried to get PhD from in complex analysis from Tulane University. After 1 year into the program, he realized that he's not a researcher. So he quit. He went to New York to find a job in a bank, working as clerk. A few months into the job, his boss realized that he was very analytical, he's very good at math. The boss said, we need somebody to study actuarial science for the bank. We give you half a day each week, and the weekend we pay for you to take some courses at NYU to be actuarial scientist. Guess what happened? 2007, after 2 years of studying actuarial science, passed 2 exams, he found a job in Blue Cross Blue Shield in Atlanta. By 2007, his salary was like $370,000 US. At that time, President Clinton has made only $400,000 US. Okay, I have one friend who played basketball with me. He was a PhD student in chemistry. After 2 years in the PhD, he said, I'm tired of smelling this chemical thing. I don't want to be a researcher in chemistry. What should I do, Professor Wei? I said, are you good at math? He said, yes. I said, go and take a few statistics course in math department and decide what to do. 2 years later, he pops up in Iowa University, getting a master's degree in actuarial science. Last year, I saw him in California, Irvine, working for Pacific Life Insurance Company, making $500,000. He thanks me every day for my advice. I've seen so many. I can count 10 of those examples to you.
Bota,
right off my brain without keeping any record.
Bota, what was
I can
the
go
question?
on and on for hours if you, you want to listen to stories like this, live stories.
Sorry, Professor, can you make a list of such good programs and send to us? Maybe
I mean,
that we
such
consider
good
applying to them.
programs. Like,
Like-
I'm only familiar with quite a bit of biostatistics and actuarial programs and applied math programs. I don't know everything, but I know many students who went through this life struggle of what they want in life. Many people change their major even late when already got into PhD, but still ended up very good at the end. They didn't waste their analytic mind because they got trained in hard chemistry courses. They got trained in statistics and math, and they changed their career direction. If they decide they're not a researcher or they're not suitable for that kind of career path, they change their mind. And there are many such cases. I can help you anytime you need consultation. Okay, you feel confused. I can tell you many examples that influence your mind to see if you want to follow their path. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So Bota had question, I guess, at the beginning. Yeah.
Yes.
I asked.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know you very well. I mean, your face.
So any more questions? Okay.
That's very nice. You organize this. My suggestion is a SIAM, do some academic activity, like doing a little research project, as a group, some kind of, capstone with a professor participation. Who is your faculty advisor?
Ardak, Professor Ardak.
If you need, I mean, we should give you some, as a whole group, give you some little research projects. There are all kind of activities. You can use that for your capstone and stuff. You're doing capstone like third-year student, and there are many opportunities. In fact, NU has changed the curriculum for the 2020 students. Everyone has to do capstone. I'm running the capstone course next year. Okay. So it's getting harder and harder because everybody has to do research now. Research experience. Not like before, only 10 to 12 students do capstone. Now everyone has to do it. But maybe to a less degree, some students may not be able to write a paper or something, but still participate in investigating opportunities in research.
If I'm not mistaken, students should do 2 capstones research. Isn't that true?
Well, there are 2 courses. It usually takes 1 year for students. Currently, students study by themselves for half a year with a professor reading 1 or 2 books, a few papers, before they are allowed to register in the actual course. It's a 1-year process, at least. A chance to take 1 course to prepare to do latex, literature survey, all kind of investigation before they get into the 2nd semester with a professor to do actual research. So we make
so it's not separate research. Okay.
Right. The first half of the course is just preparation for research. It takes about half a year to prepare the student to do research. Another semester to actually do the research in the spring semester. Before, students just volunteer, they study with professor in the summer and the fall, and then professor approved them to be registered in the spring. It's only about like 10 to 12 students each year who got approved to do research in this current system. In the future, you got trained in 1 course, not requiring you to get any research results or any kind, but in the 2nd course, then you try to do, but there are maybe some students still, maybe 10 or 15 students will do some nice results. Some other students just write reports, not having research results, just summary or read paper, whatever they are feeling about some research area. That'll be like secondary type of research experience, but it's all about research experience, not necessarily discovering any new mathematics or doing any new problems, but just try your best to participate.
Thank you.
Any
Any
other
more
questions?
questions? Well, I guess,
Can I ask
yeah.
one more for Bota? Have you finished university in 3 years? I just noticed in your Excel sheet that there were only planned for 3 years, not 4. So can you tell?
No, I'm still studying. Just I didn't complete the course because I'm still studying my 4th year.
Oh,
I
sorry.
know quite many students
Okay.
finish in 3 years, or in the last year they have only 1 or 2 courses left. Many of them like that.
Yes, I'm taking on the 4 courses this semester, so it's really good.
Okay.
That's it. Quiet, a quiet group.
Yeah, we've been here for 2 hours.
Yes, yes. It's
And
kinda
and, and
tired.
and I guess part of it is that speakers have covered, I guess, all the scope of today's evening. Most questions were covered, and I think we call it a day. So I want to thank you.
Yes.
I want to thank Professor Wei for your devoted time, for such informative presentation and the general overview of the department. I want to thank Damilya and Daulet for sharing their experience as alumni and already working people in industries. And big thanks to Bota for sharing experience and knowledge and tips as a senior student. I think this all is very informative and very useful. The main thing is that we just have to use it. Main takeaways, I think, use your time wisely, plan ahead, choose the industry from now, and choose the right university. So, thank you, everyone.
May I ask?
Yeah.
May I ask? Sorry. Will we have a recording of this session?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess that's the end of the official part. And by the way, Professor Wei asked if we talk with professors outside the lectures. Yeah, we do. We have recently launched the series of evening talks with our professors, and 2 weeks ago we had a talk with Mark, and we're planning to invite more professors in the future. So stay tuned, get updated, and participate in our evening talks. So I really hope that we could one day meet with Professor Wei and talk more about students, their perspectives, Professor Wei's opinions on different matters.
Yeah, I've been keeping a lot of student friends over the years. After they graduate 4 or 5 years, they're still my friends. So I'm very resourceful on getting connection with the alumni because they are all my friends, a lot of friends. They tell me what's going on with their life, the changing major, jobs, and all the kind of stuff. Okay, you can get from me. Okay.
Yeah, sure, we'll do, certainly. And
Thank you very
also,
much.
So if you're late for dinner, you can go and.
Okay. Thank you very much. I can go. Okay?
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.